interior design now. Casual. Casual. J-Dubs, huh? They can support two running backs. Like, they definitely can support two running backs. Yeah. Yeah, I sat him against you, but luckily Saquon took care of that thing in the auction league. Lost me a matchup too in another league that I needed to win. I will say, if teams are going to keep carding Justin Jefferson like they do, Addison has feasted the last 2 weeks with Darnold throwing him into one-on-one coverage and Hawkinson as well, as we saw. But teams got to pick their poison. Cover JJ with 6 guys, or you're going to get toasted by these other dudes. It really, I mean, didn't. There was a very soft offensive pass interference call that took away a 60-yard touchdown from JJ that would have just made his day, and a PI, like a 50-yard PI that he drew. So it's just no stopping him. I think that's been his thing lately too. It's like no touchdown, touchdown, no touchdown, touchdown. So probably a touchdown this week from MHJ, but I don't know. The Cardinals looked really bad when they couldn't run the football, and you can't run the football against Minnesota, so that could be a problem for them. You can see it right away with the Cardinals too. Like, like, oh, this is a Kyler Murray game. Like, he's checked out, he's frustrated, he's not having a game, which is really depressing from a fantasy standpoint. Because like Drake May looked like that. It's like, oh, I'm getting nothing from Drake May, but it's like, oh no, he finished with like 15. Like, that's a fine spot start for me because that Kyler Murray ain't gonna do that for you. That yeah. Yeah, 11 points in 55 seconds and no turnovers in on defense. They had the one special teams turnover, but This could be a good sign, guys. They do so that bad, they're gonna get ripped a new one and have a fun day against Kyler.
Yeah, I mean that says a lot, right? But the Cowboys are fun. They're fun start this week. I mean the Bucks 12 points this past week against DeVito. The Cowboys had 24 points against Washington. They gave up 26 points and 412 total yards. And this is like the only week really I would have any faith in them again. But
I might be a little worried if Drew Lock ends up starting at quarterback, honestly.
yeah,
That might be a little worry.
I would like it less if it was Drew Lock, but I think they're going to stick with. I think they're trying to get the worst draft pick possible.
He's just banged up. DeVito's banged up, they said today.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
he's
right.
got
He
a
is
bad
banged up.
forearm, but
Yeah,
who knows? That could be gamesmanship.
that's true. But yeah, the floor definitely lies with the Vikings. All right, Adams, Myers, Ridley this week. Ridley for sure. Yeah, Ridley's been great. Myers is an option, but once again, like the quarterback situation's shaky. He gets Kansas City. Ridley should have double digits in every game since D Hop got traded, but he had the touchdown call back week 11. He's just he's just solid. I like Ridley this week, and Levis has played okay.
Well, he's been good the last 3 games.
He makes the streaming list for me this week. Chase says, "Go John." What's up, Chase? Good to have you, man. Chaz dropped Aubrey last game for Siebert. Shake my head. Do I pick Aubrey back up? My answer is no. Did he?
He missed a kick. He had a kick block too.
Yeah.
That game was a disaster for kickers.
Yeah.
I warned everybody, like, I was off the Aubrey train, but I was okay with still hanging on to him and playing him just because Seibert, of course, just does that to us. Now, I don't know if I can play him anymore because he still looks hurt on top of it.
He's on. Yeah, he just got hit. He just got announced.
He's out
again.
Just
got announced.
Yeah,
he's on IR. He's on IR. So
he's
like
done.
beginning of the stream that was announced. So
tough.
Aubrey did have 10 points somehow, but
they scored like 2 field goals at the end and then 31 points in the last 5 minutes.
That was his first double-digit game since week 6, though.
Yeah, that's
a lot of that ranking you see with Aubrey at kicker 3 is from the first 5 games, or really first 6 games, I should say. But yeah, he's gonna be better than Siebert,
Watch the kicker. Oh no, because you got to do it tonight. Let us know who else is out there, and I can give you a leak out there. But I will say, like, Cooper Rush looked a lot better. That helps me. Like, he looked good enough that, like, we're going to get Aubrey into field goal range now instead of, like, I can't get a 5-yard pass.
Yeah, I think Cooper Rush is I put him on the waiver wire video, like depending on matchup, super flex leagues, he's fine at this point. Very dependent on matchup, but Cooper Rush looked good this past week and had some life the week before at least. I have Brees. Would you rather roster Benson or Allen? I guess Allen because you have Brees, but it's just a pure 50-50 shot. James Conner's older, so maybe you could go Benson. Maybe there's a higher chance of injury there, but yeah. Is Anthony Richardson a good start? I'm off the A-Rich train. I'm done. I got bamboozled. I'm going to be straight up with you guys. Got a lot of comment like, we can't. Richardson is one game. I'm not doing it. And it's a bad matchup against Detroit. I got bamboozled straight up. This is like a better matchup, but New England's still not very allowing the quarterback. So there's no bye weeks this week. Like there's better streaming options this week. I'm staying away from A-Rich.
He's just so bad. He's so bad.
Yeah, I think in the right matchup, like he plays great against Houston.
He just like misses guys that are wide open is the problem. Like he was 11 of 28. If he hit half of those throws he missed, they probably win that game. And he has a huge day. There were guys wide open, and he's just bad. Drives me crazy.
Like, I should have paid more. Like I said this a couple of times last week. Like the Jets defense sucks. Like they're just not good, right? I mean, some of their fantasy ranking, like they're still giving up the fewest fantasy points to wide receivers, for example, but like they're just not a good defense in real life, right? And the Lions are a great defense. I mean, I know they give up a ton of points to wide receivers, but they're very good against opposing quarterbacks and running backs and the run in general. Um, it just I ignored too many warning signs on A Rich. I mean, I only had him as a streaming option last week, but still, I think there were a couple of questions I got like, yeah, I'll just take the upside, and it's done. Just stay away from it. I would rather start Cooper Rush or Will Levis this week. That's where I'm at.
We'll love
So
this for sure.
yeah. Let's see. Chase's team here. We got JT and Chuba, Evans, Pickens, flexing Garrett, flexing Bucky, Debo, Jacoby, Dell, Brian Robinson on the bench. But we got to pick 2 to play. Oh no, that's a different. Sorry. This is fine. Yeah. Brian Robinson. We don't know if he's going to play. I'm a little worried about him, even if he does suit up.
Yeah, he's got the ankle issue. I mean, Eckler's out at least, so
yeah,
he's the primary go-to.
Like the only one I maybe consider is Garrett Wilson, but I'd probably just leave him. I'd probably leave this as is. I will say Tank Dell does have a nice matchup this week. I mean, any of these guys on your bench can do anything, especially if Purdy plays, but the Bills have been really good against wide receivers. So, and Jennings, Kittle, Debo, that's the pecking order, right? So I'd leave it. I will say, though, I'm a little worried about JT right now. Speaking of the Colts.
Yeah, bad couple games in a row. Look bad.
But you got, like, positive regression's got to be coming, right? Like,
you would think so, especially since it's a good matchup this week, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, like Pollard bounced back last week. Aaron Jones bounced back. Like, I feel like you got enough. Like Evans, Chuba, Pickens, I'm expecting good weeks. So, and Bucky, yeah, Bucky's my must start running back of the week in the must start video. So, pretty easy choice, but still, I'd leave it. You could kind of get caught overthinking that one, I feel like. All right, Bryce, we got to pick 2 to play. Neighbors, Jennings, Marv, BTJ, or Rico. Yeah, I'm sticking with Marvin Harrison this week. I'm in on MH this week. I want to like Neighbors, but like he's got a floor. He had a floor last week, but it's like, where's the upside? Maybe if Locke plays, we like that more. But
Neighbors is all or nothing this week with the post game comments. He's getting iced out, or he is getting like 30 targets.
This is a fair point, and he doubled down. He said, like today, I regret nothing. So. I think Neighbors gets you 10 plus points. I do. I really do. I think he does that the rest of the season. He's got such a good schedule the rest of the season, but it's just like, where's the upside? I might feel better if Locke plays, but I don't know. BTJ, same type of situation, but I will say if T-Law's good to go, I really like the matchup for Brian Thomas Jr. And then you got the 3 outside of the Raiders, like you got, Jennings is like up in the air. Who's quarterback this week? So that really, I'm going to be out on all the Niners wide receivers if Brandon Allen plays. Like the Bills might shut out the Niners. I mean, so right now, and this is a tough thing this week. Like we got 3 Thursday games, we got a Friday game. We got to make some of these decisions earlier, right? So I leave Marvin Harrison Jr. in. I might take the risk on Brian Thomas Jr. If not, I'm going Neighbors. All right, Bravo. Who should I pick up off a waiver? Singletary, Westbrook, or Spears? Westbrook-Akini, for sure. I would need to drop Benson, or should I keep Benson? I'm getting Westbrook-Akini because he's going to give you the most production, especially like if you're right outside the playoffs, you're securing a playoff spot. Like really the only reason I want any of these running backs is if I'm just like, I'm straight up like if I got Connor. Even with Tajay Spears, I'm like, he's had like 3 injuries this year, I know Singletary got some more touches, but I'm not worried about Tracy yet. We're getting close, maybe. I'm getting Westbrook-Akini. Give me the production. And for the record, once again, as I say every time he comes up, I have been bringing him up for weeks. And I really want to go back and take a screenshot of the comment of it was like the most liked comment on, I think it was the last minute waiver video. Someone was like, nobody's picking up Nick Westbrook-Ikhine.
I,
What are you talking about? You know better.
I,
Like 8 likes on that, and everyone was calling like, oh yeah,
I
now
had
look at you.
I had him
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago after he went off against the Vikings. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, this could be like a guy that you can flex start and he's gonna be good.
Now his volume still sucks, don't get me
But
wrong, but he's scoring, he's getting the points. It doesn't
he's a
matter.
touchdown. Yeah, he's had like 6 touchdowns in the last 7 games, something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. All right, IDK, which running backs to start? Hall, Kyron, Monty. Who to flex? Pickens, Tracy, Debo, Hopkins. Already got AJ Brown and Lamb. I mean, wow. Okay. I'm starting Kyron this week. I think he's going to bounce back. It hasn't been great the past couple of weeks, but I think he will bounce back this week. It's a great matchup. Man, I don't really dislike any running back here. I know Monty's a little banged up, but he says he's going to play. I like Hall this week. I like Hall always. He had over 30 points his last game. I probably go Hall, Kyron. I either flex Monty or I flex Pickens. Great matchup for Pickens. I think he's going to bounce back. Hopkins, Debo, Tracy, I think are they're all fine, but you got better options here. So, Hall, Kyron, Pickens, I think give you the most upside. And when you're already starting AJ Brown and Lamb, I would probably just take the upside. But Monty's very solid. And Monty on Thanksgiving, it just feels.
The Lions are due. The Lions have to win on Thanksgiving. They lost last year to the Bears. They have to win this year. Or was the Bears pack one of them? They lost to one of those teams.
It was the Packers.
The Packers, yeah. They got to win this year. They got to win this
year. It's close. But the good news is you're not making a bad start no matter what. Start Love or Russ? Russ has the matchup. In the quarterback tight end video, I put Russ as a sit. And side note, all the tight end matchups I used in the quarterback tight end video were wrong. I was looking at wide receiver rankings, but I only referenced them here and there. Anyways,
whoops.
It is a good matchup for Russell. I had him as a sit. The Bengals 29th most points to the position. I didn't really feel like a lot of people are going to need to start Russ this week. I'm very torn on Jordan Love. Very efficient this past week. Josh Jacobs scores 3 touchdowns. Love still threw 2 touchdowns. And he should have thrown 3, but Christian Watson sucks.
True.
Dobbs is banged up, and the Dolphins allow the second fewest points to quarterbacks, but he played really well against the Bears, who are right up there with the Dolphins.
It's a weird game on Thursday. I don't know. Love also threw 2 picks that should have been dropped, that should have been picks. Love still has that problem.
I will say, it's going to be a cold, snowy game, potentially snowy. And I'm a little worried about Tua for that reason.
No, this is their moment. This is his moment to overcome that narrative. That's all I'm hearing about.
I think we're going to see a lot of Jacobs and A-Chain in that game. But Love used to play in the cold, right? And it might not snow. It's just a chance.
It could be cold.
I hope it snows. That'd be cool. Thanksgiving night. Yeah, yeah. I would probably personally start Love, but if you want the matchup, it's Russ. And the upsides with Russ, and it's kind of hard to judge Russ based on last week, Snow game. I kind of want to say Russ, but that's, you know what? We need a poll. Who? Yeah, starting in week 13. And don't forget, guys, hit the like button right now, or you're banned. J-Dub's ban anybody who does not hit the like button. So we got Jordan Love versus Miami, who's second against the position. And then we got Russ. It's harder to type these things while you're talking than you think. Versus Cincinnati, and they're what, 29th, I
They're
said?
bad.
Yeah, they suck. 29th. All right. Okay, we'll leave it up to the people. B Tom, Chase, bench one. B Tom, Jacoby, or Reed. I think I'm benching Reed this week. I have the least amount of faith in him. It's a bad match. I just said it like
Yeah.
30 minutes ago. He's gonna pop off now because this is like I told everyone to just drop Jalen Waddle last week, and look at that.
We rightfully so, to be fair. When I saw his number, I was like, what the hell? Come on. Are we joking right now?
Jaden Reed he's the wide receiver 8. It does not feel like that.
You can't trust Packer wide receivers, okay? They rotate every week who's gonna have a good game.
And nobody had a good game this past week.
Yeah, because that's what they are. Matt LaFleur called them all out, said, I don't have a great receiver. Got a bunch of good receivers.
Yeah. I mean, like, and Reed might get better opportunity, but it's just a bad matchup. Once again, I think that game's gonna be a lot of A-Chain, a lot of Jacobs. I'll go beat Tom Jacoby, but maybe if you're unsettled about the quarterback situation for the Raiders, like it does end up being Desmond Ridder, then I'd probably go Reed. But it's gonna be a weird timeline this week for a lot of these teams. Albert, what's going on, man? Barbara, best handcuff running back. I mean, there's plenty out there. I still really like Ray Davis. I think Jalen Warren and Justice Hill are the best to own because they have the best standalone value, as we saw last night. And really from this past week, Warren and Justice Hill both had right around 14 points each. But I mean, there's tons, I don't know if there's really a true best. I like Ray Davis a lot because we've seen what will happen if James Cook misses time, right? But I mean, Zach Charbonnet kind of in that same boat. So I probably put those guys, those 4, and then Tyler Algier. And I will mention Jordan Mason's probably still got to be up there too. Tracy or Bucky, not even close. We're going Bucky all day here. Jake Bates or Lutz?
Ooh. Yeah, Lutz had 20 this week. Denver at home Monday night against Cleveland. I think Jake Bates is probably the safer play, but Detroit sucks. All they do is score touchdowns. But Dan Campbell does trust Bates now he's had a couple of 50-yarders the last few weeks, so that is a big upside for Jake Bates. I think Lutz for the ceiling, Bates for the floor.
I like that. I agree.
You never know what the weather could be in Denver on come Monday night. It could be 20 degrees and 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Bo Nixon primetime football. Let's go.
Oh. Jameis Winston, primetime
Jameis, that's true. The two most likable quarterbacks right now in primetime. BTJ or Debo? Hoping T-Law plays, but man, Debo looks cooked. Yeah, I think Debo will be better if Purdy plays. He looked cooked outside of the kick return that got called back. But really, outside of the past 2 weeks, he hasn't been bad. And he still has had 6 or more targets in in 3 of the last 4 games. This past week was just bad. So, I mean, I think Debo, it's easy to panic here. And Jennings, it goes Jennings, Kittle, basically, then Debo. And
maybe CMC even. Yeah,
where's
Christian McCaffrey at?
He's somewhere in there too, and Ricky Pearsall's definitely, out. 2 targets, 0 catches in the last 2 games. So I don't you're not dropping Debo, don't get me wrong, but right now I do feel better about Brian Thomas Jr. Now. It's a bad matchup for Debo against the Bills either way, but Debo, he gets used different ways, all that crap. But yeah, the floor I still feel is safer, even if Mac Jones plays for Brian Thomas. It's a good matchup. Is Dobbs out? He's not out officially, but he's probably out. He had a concussion and it's a short week, but they're going to wait to announce it as late as possible because it's the NFL. Helps their game plan against the opposing team theoretically. Got offered Higgins for Adams. I take Higgins in a heartbeat in this one. I mean, yeah, it's not a great matchup this week against the Steelers, but when you really break down T. Higgins this year, he hasn't been very healthy, but he's been almost as productive per game as Jamar Chase. Almost. I mean, he's been great. Like, you take away his first game back in week 3, 12 or more points in every game, 18 or more in 3 of them, 29.3 or more in 2 of them. I mean, I would just rather have Higgins, especially the Bengals. They're not winning a lot of games, but their season is still alive technically, and they're trying, where the Jets are kind of like trending down.
The Jets are a dumpster fire.
Yeah. There's like this small part of me that feels like the Jets might have this really surprising performance this week, and then it's kind of like, but I really just think the Seahawks are going to smack them around. So
Aaron Rodgers said some crazy, stuff today on McAfee. Yeah. Like, I'm retired. I'm not like, bro, give us a week. Yeah, you disappeared you had a bye. You disappeared. Everybody was happy. It's like, nope, we're back.
I know. I would just way rather roster Higgins. I got some heat. I said I would bench Adams this week, and got some heat on that, but I'm just done. I just don't care.
He's a diva. Like, we watched the show and there was like, oh, it was the bad quarterbacks in Vegas. Like, no, I think he's kind of a diva wide receiver. He just quits.
Yeah. Well, they all are, right? And
no, not all are. There's guys out there that'll do the dirty work.
But Adams has averaged 11 points since he joined the Jets. It's like he had a big game against Houston. Houston's awful against the pass. He was good against Indy. He's also like, there's been some plays that have just been like, what's going on here? And I know Wilson's been bad the last 2 games, but like I said, I would start Wilson. I'd bench Adams. That's just where I'm at. And sure, Adams is probably flexible, but yeah, T. Higgins, I'd way rather have Higgins right now. Not even close. Aaron, start 1. We got Mooney, Ladd, or Jones. All good options. Any of these guys can outscore each other, but I'm going Ladd again. It's another good matchup. I'm sticking with Ladd. Yeah, Quentin Johnston has not come up tonight, but that was a bad call, guys. Sorry. Apologize.
Should have seen our text exchange over Quentin Johnston.
These things happen. And I will say it's a good matchup again this week for Quentin Johnston. So, if it happens, then it happens. But, I don't have the Quentin Johnston graphic anymore on Canva, or else I would pull it up. But did make a trash can Quentin Johnston last night. I do think Quentin Johnston, my bold call of the week is that Quentin Johnston will bounce back this week. So
it's just, as soon as he drops all pass, he drops a pass, he shuts down. It was crazy to watch on Monday.
Yeah, it definitely, the mental aspect is there, right? But my guess, my call is that he will bounce back. So call me crazy, but yeah, I'm going Ladd McConkey. Like, such a safe floor. It's another good matchup this week, and I just don't see any reason to bench him right now. But I mean, Aaron Jones, I think, is a good start, and I think Mooney is probably fine. But we're probably at that point, right, where we're starting Ladd every week, right? I mean, so give me Ladd. All right, J-Dub says I would take T. Higgins over Devontae in a heartbeat. I agree. Somehow Addison is on waivers, must start. I don't want to call him a must start necessarily, but you should definitely pick him up and roster him for sure. If you're okay, got that for you earlier, Tommy. Barbara, if I get Nick Westbrook-Akini, should I start him over Shakir or BTJ? No. Like, volume's always going to be king, and the volume is still very low here, right? So he's startable, he's flexible, but you got the 2 wide receiver ones on their respective teams. So, I mean, I guess maybe Amari lines up, but Shakir is the wide receiver 1. So, yeah, you could pick him up, that's for sure, but that's about it. So, all right, sorry, I've been I've been working over here, so just for everyone's enjoyment. Here we go.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, guys, it happens. 5 targets, 0 catches, 0 fantasy points. Great matchup. Herbert kept looking his way, and he does have a good matchup this week, guys. So I think I said QJ to every Quentin Johnston question I got last week.
It was just Q.
So,
We just defaulted to QJ.
so he was in. I even put him in the waiver wire video, and I said in the waiver video, I'm expecting a good enough game that I'm going to go ahead and put him in the waiver video before Monday Night Football's played. Then in the wide receiver video, which I record early on Mondays, I also just went ahead and said I am expecting a good game out of Quentin Johnston against the Ravens. And he's got another good matchup this week, so I'll leave him in the start category, not even the flex category. Left him in the start category. So shout out Quentin Johnston. But once again, I do think he can actually bounce back this week. So we'll see. We'll see. But moving along. Chaz, thankful for your videos. Happy Thanksgiving right back at you. Thankful for you guys watching the videos. Ghost Hunter, if I get Devontae, I got a doozy. 3 wide receivers in a flex between DK, Hill, Moore, Higgins, Sutton, Scary Terry. Jeez. Call me. I'm back on the DJ Moore train. I mean, the change at offensive coordinator has been fantastic. Everyone's involved really, but he's the most productive so far through the first 2 games.
This could be the game though. Heartbreaking loss to Green Bay, heartbreaking loss to Minnesota. Detroit. This is it. Indoors in Detroit. This is the game. Caleb looks really good too again.
Yeah, it's just another good matchup. I'm sticking DJ Moore. I'm not bitching Sutton. Sutton, and I talked about this in the league winning moves videos before the trade deadline. He's your wide receiver 7. His strength of schedule the rest of the season is so good. I'm starting Sutton. The last one is really tough. Scary Terry. I know he played bad until the 4th quarter, but who cares? I love Higgins. DK and Hill are the most benchable. Yeah. But they could also, if they have 30 points, are you going to be surprised? Not really.
Yes, if Tyreek Hill has anything over 20 points, I will be very surprised. He is not that guy anymore. He's never been that guy.
And I think he's the most benchable due to the weather too.
Yeah, on top of it, because we could get to a cold weather game, which is bad. DK looks like he's still coming back from that injury. He looks just a little bit slow, and plus they have JSN that's kind of getting one-on-one looks, and he's cooking right now.
I'd personally go DJ Moore, Sutton, Terry. But I'm very close to saying Higgins, but it's going to come down to overall production on the season, and Terry's been the guy.
Yeah, and Higgins is one hit away from I'm uncomfortable, I'm out of the game, I'm hurt, bye, we suck, I need a contract, pay me.
Terry's wide receiver 4, so I'll play Terry. It's a tougher matchup for Terry, but I'm going Terry. All right, Adam, pick 3 to start. Puka, DK, Evans, London. Yeah, I'll bench DK here. I think DK is very startable still, but I'll bench DK. I think Amon-Ra plays. Yeah, his status is up in the air. And it's a knee injury, right? I think he plays.
Yeah.
He's planning on playing as of 6 hours ago. So I say yes. I play him this week for the 2nd seed first round bye. I don't know if he's going to have a massive game. It's not a great matchup. And Jalen Johnson is no joke. Jalen Johnson might be my corner 2 in the league right now.
Asterisk. Putting an asterisk.
Yeah, who?
I don't know. Just asterisks. He was not as good as what that stat line looks like. I'll just tell you that much.
That's fair. And it's not just because of this past week, right? And I do think he gets a lot of safety help and everything too. But I got Surtain, got to be 1. Sauce Gardner not having a very good year.
Sauce been bad.
I've been trying to say this for weeks. People are like, "No, he's still there." I feel like there's somebody pretty
Has
obvious
AJ
on this.
AJ Terrell been having a good year? I think he's been having a good year in Atlanta, even though their
You know
defense
what?
is kind of trash.
You know what I want to do is I want to start playing in an IDP league.
Middle linebackers dominate IDP leagues though with
Yeah, I
sacks
know,
or
but
tackles. I mean tackles just
just so
dominate.
I'm paying even closer because I've paid more attention to defensive players, um, because of the
Joe,
defense videos.
Joey Porter Jr. might be getting up there
Yeah,
as
he's
one
up
of those.
there.
He's having a great
He's up there.
year.
All right. Sorry, I was trying to look. Here we go. I usually just add here to PFF. Oh, of course, this is some stupid. You have to pay for it.
Oh, I have it. Hold on.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Well, I'll look. You, I'll find it. I'll find some grades.
McDuffie's probably the other guy. Yeah, McDuffie's having a great year.
He has been having a good year.
Yeah.
Uh,
Gier's been pretty good.
Jalen Ramsey, surprisingly.
Ramsey has been very good. That's who I was thinking of. He's been great this year.
Overall,
Mitchell's
great.
coming up. Yeah.
He's not good. Marlon Humphrey's been really good in coverage. Cooper DeJean, the exciting whites.
Yeah. Yeah, that's who I was missing those two as well.
He's playing the slot. He's more of the slot guy this year. Christian Benford for Buffalo having a good year too.
He's been good too. That's probably everyone. Yeah. Joey Porter was a good mention. Wiggins having a good year too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's weird. Ravens, decent corners. Bad fantasy year though. They can't stop anybody in this passing game, it feels like.
Yeah. But South Gardner not been good this year. All right. Start when I flat. We got this one. Let's see. Pick 2: Hall, Chase Brown, B-Rob, Tracy. A lot of potential all around here, but I'm going Breece Hall and Chase Brown. Hawk or Goodert? Joe Dirt. Goddard.
I don't know what's Arizona against tight ends.
I can tell you it's good, actually.
Okay.
7th.
Okay. So maybe Joe Dirt.
I know I liked Goddard last week, and he didn't really benefit from no Devonta, but the Ravens are not good. I mean, they're 23rd against tight ends, so I'm sticking Goddard, but
maybe Hawk. If Oliver doesn't play, definitely Hawk, I would think. But if Oliver plays, Oliver's going to cut into those snaps.
68% of snaps for Hawkinson last week, which was better. I mean, 48% or less the first 3 games. So
no Josh Oliver, who's out with an injury.
Yeah. So, I mean, they really just need to start Johnny Munt if they knew what they were doing.
Johnny Munt almost lost the dang game.
Oh, that's right.
I'm about to kill him.
Yeah, I'm pretty torn on Hawkinson this week. I'm just afraid of like chasing the game script and points from last week. I think I lean Goddard, but I made the mistake of benching Hawk last week, but I had like a lot of valid reasons, the snaps and then the matchup, right? And then he'd only produced against the Jags, so.
And he did nothing in the first half. He had like 7 yards in the first half or 5 yards in the first half. He had 100 yards in the second half and overtime.
Yeah. I'm going Goddard, but I'm skeptical, optimistic about Hawkinson. Kyron or Pollard rest of season? Man, I got to go Kyron. I know it's been down, but I feel like I got to go Kyron. But I think Pollard's, his strength of schedule is very good. Washington, Jacksonville, Cincy, Indy, I mean, just the fact that he gets Jacksonville twice puts him very high up there. So
I am worried the Rams could just like pack this thing in if they lose this week, they're done. They are done. Bills coming up.
San Fran, New York Jets, and Arizona.
Those aren't great run
defenses. The division's so close. Yeah. I don't think it's over.
The problem is they feel, I don't know, out of it. They're in 3rd place right now. I mean, if Seattle beats Arizona next week again, it's pretty much over, I think. Seattle's got to
Yeah,
win this thing.
I don't know exactly how the playoff picture works right now. I just know no one's eliminated yet, and a lot of things are close. So it's like one of the closest, like for being in week 13, it's like one of the closest playoff races in a
But
long
there's only
time.
one spot is the problem. There's
Yeah,
only
yeah,
one. There's only one wild card spot, and it would have to take Washington falling apart, like completely
yeah.
falling apart. Washington.
Yeah, my heart says Pollard, my gut says Kyron. I think Kyron's going to bounce back this week. Then Buffalo is a good matchup for the running back position, but and then the Jets are good. Arizona's okay. San Fran is like they don't scare me, but they rank high. But they just got dominated this past week.
Killed.
That's tough. That's tough. Pollard's strength of schedule is great, and the Titans, like, they might not be playing for a playoff spot, but they're trying to see, like, what do we have? You know, they're going to be trying to win these games. That's almost more dangerous in a
Yeah.
sense than a team, you know?
That's why I like Tennessee a little bit. It's
Yeah.
like we have to see, like, Will Levis, is he our quarterback? We're trying to win games. We don't need a draft pick that high. And they're scheduled to play a lot of bad teams. If they could go into Houston and do that, I think they're gonna imagine what they're gonna do to Jacksonville.
I think I lean Pollard, like if we're just looking at everything that we look at, you know, but I'm not out on Kyron yet. Start Hawker and Joku. I'm going Hawk here. I mean, don't get me wrong, and Joku can always do his thing, but he gets the Broncos. It's not a good matchup. It's hard to look at last week. It was a weird game in the snow, but it could go either way. Ingram and Joku Fryermuth. I mean, once again, like, you know, really it comes down, like, your call is as good as mine on this one. Fryermuth has the best matchup. Ingram I like more. If Trevor Lawrence plays, I'd probably just go Ingram, but I go Fryermuth or Ingram, then Njoku. It just kind of depends on if T-Law plays or not. Devin, how are we feeling about Fryermuth versus Disley rest of season? I will probably take Disley because I feel like the floor is close for both of them, but the upside's higher with Disley. Like a big game out of Fryermuth is like, oh, thank God he got me 10 points.
Yeah, he got a touchdown. Yeah.
You know, I know Disley disappointed this past week, but he gets another good matchup this week, as Fryermuth does too. But both are fine, you know, but that's about it. Tommy, not trying to gloat, but Catch Family number 2 just took down the 10-1 team for my 7th straight win, also rocking DK and JSN in that league. Very nice. Very nice. I feel like I'm bad in that league.
I'm bad. Is that the league you beat? That's the league you beat me in, I think.
No,
Might have been Catch Fan 5. Yeah.
That's a different one. Oh, I'm in it. I'm right next to Tommy in this league.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, you're right behind me. You're 7th. But we're up. Me and Tommy up 2 wins on you, Pete.
Oh, I'm bad. That's a bad team. That's a Kyler Murray team. Okay, that's bad.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I mean, I beat you, and you're still 3rd in the league, so don't feel too bad there. But if you beat me, that would have you'd have 4 instead of 5 losses, which would have been beneficial. But coming down the wire in a lot of the catch leagues, I got some leagues I got to win in. Darnold or Love? I'm going Sam Darnold. I'm tired of I'm Darnold is a starter every week. You know, he had the kind of hiccup game against the Jags, and the previous week he had 3 turnovers as well. But you know, he's had 17 or more points in every game since week 2, except for 2 games. I'm good with Darnold. You know, I'm starting him, so that's my bit.
Kiss of death right now.
Yeah.
Jinxed
Probably he's going to be awful this week now. I mean, I'm not
he's
out
had
on
two best games of his season so far the last 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
I don't know why that would change.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Sammy D. I still like Love though, you know, but give me Darnold. Andrea, good to see you. What's up? Who gets first TD on Thanksgiving, player not team? If I'm making a bet, I just bet Gibbs or
Montgomery. Just the easiest bet ever.
Yeah. It could be anybody though, but
I bet you their lines are something like super ridiculous. They're probably like minus 150.
it's probably first touchdown score is almost always a plus line,
It
but
might be a negative with
yeah,
those two.
it might be. It
Or
it
like
just feels
even
it feels
money.
right, But with the Lion, the problem is with the Lions playing, it's like I don't want to make that bet because just anybody could,
It
honestly, the way that they score
Yes, they
touchdowns,
could throw it to a tight end. They could run a trick play. Now, if you want to get
Yeah.
spicy, go like DJ Moore. If you really want to get
Yeah.
spicy. Bears win the toss. Bears
'Cause
go down the field.
remember last year's like Christian Watson on the first play of the game had like a 60-yard catch, then they drove right down the field and Dobbs scored. Huge upset game. Catch Fam League One is tight. It is. Steven, of course. Steven's sitting the top. Like he's guaranteed a playoff spot, 9-3, most points scored. Steven's dominating League One and he's dominating the Dynasty League. Anyways, we have 1, 2, 3 teams that are 7-5. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams that are 6-6. So that league is wide open outside of Steven, which is annoying. Saying Jacobs, well, that's not possible. He plays in the last game, Ghost Hunter. He might be the first to score in that game.
Yeah.
Rest of the season, keep 2. Hawk, Pitts, Ertz. Ooh. No. I might drop Pitts.
Yeah. For
He's the most
consistency. Yeah,
inconsistent.
he's
Yeah.
inconsistent.
Now, if Hawk had like a bad game this past week, I'd probably just say drop
Hawk.
Hawkinson, but the recency bias he's playing in. So,
And he looked good. Like Hawk looked good. He was getting
yeah, he looked
open.
right. He looked like he was back as opposed to the previous weeks, right? If you drop Pitts, he's going to have 19 points this week.
It's bad.
And then when you pick him back up, he's going to have 3 points. So
0. No, he'll throw up that 0 for you. Ertz is the most
like,
consistent. Ertz will be the most consistent for you.
Yeah, I've been talking about Ertz so much the past couple, and he's the tight end 9. Like, his floor is there. I mean, this could go any direction. The tight end, the really interesting thing is that tight end play really picked up as the season progressed, and now we got all these guys like Otten, Johnny, or Ingram. There's just so many guys out there. I will say this: I really like Johnny Smith. Like I said it all last week. Like Johnny Smith is just a start. Like we just start him. But Cade Otton is a must start this week. I mean, the Panthers give up the most points to tight ends. They just gave up double-digit performances to Kelsey and Noah Gray. Otton was not necessary last week. The Giants, very good against tight ends. That's the one thing that they're good at, right? And he just wasn't necessary last week. And all the red zone stuff went to the running back.
Yeah, like Baker and Mike Evans didn't really do anything either because they didn't have to.
Yeah, Mike Evans had like 11 points. So I probably I don't want Johnny Smith out of my lineup right now. And the Packers are like bottom 12 against tight ends. So let's see here.
Just watch Kittle. We just watched Kittle, the only person with, Brandon Allen could throw the ball to, just cook.
20th most points to the position. So you can literally, I think Otten and Johnny Smith are in the flex category. So I think Otten might have a really big week though. But the floor is with Johnny. Ingram's the odd man out. All right, we buy homes. We need 2 running backs and a wide receiver. Pollard, White, Monty. Always start Rashad White. London, Smitty, Allen, or Shakir. You got JJ in. It's probably Pollard and Monty, but I really like White this week. Like, I know Bucky's going to have a big day. Maybe Tucker. I don't know. Tucker might be in the doghouse. He fumbled and all that. But it's such a good matchup for Rashad White. Like, I still think he's super safe this week. But Pollard and Monty, tough to bench those guys. And I'm going Drake London. Yeah, just there's no reason to bench Drake London. J-Dubs, I'm going to give it one more game than 1 QB Dynasty League. If things go wrong, there's a massive fire sale. Yeah, I need to start making some offers because I got one of the 1 QB leagues. I'm right. Like, I kind of got to tough it out and see if I'm going to make the playoffs. The other leagues, like, I'm in. So I need to start trying to sell all my picks. Is Amari droppable? Well, I think you just got to ask yourself the question: are you ever going to start Amari Cooper?
Maybe.
But yeah, I would not drop him. I'd see how this week goes. See how this week goes.
He was coming back from injury. He was injured, had to come back. He had a couple of catches that were
Yeah,
nice. Let's see.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what happens, and then let's see if Keon Coleman comes back. Like I want to see Coop, Coleman, Shakir
Kincaid
on the field.
with James
Kincaid.
Cook and James Cook running. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see
'Cause
Buffalo with the weapons because we don't know. Because Amari Cooper feels like the red zone touchdown guy.
yeah. I will say he is by definition droppable, but I wouldn't like who are you dropping him for, you know? I'd rather just hold out. There's still upside. Need two neighbors, Wilson, Lad, PPR. That's tough. I'm starting Lad. Give me the floor. Oh, that last one's tough. Cause like you start neighbors, you gotta start him right now. You know, he's gotta be in your lineup so you don't forget. I'm kind of going back and forth on my guy Garrett Wilson this week. Um I'm it's a toss up between those two. Whoever you feel better about. Neighbors has the better matchup. Wilson's got the better quarterback play. Garrett or London? I will go London here. I still think I know London's coming out of the bye and some people don't like the matchup, but the Chargers defense has not been that good the past couple games. Against the run and against the pass. They've faced some tough opponents, but
They had faced nobody before, two real teams.
Yeah, they had the easiest schedule literally in the NFL to start the season. And London is just a start every week. I know Garrett Wilson's still close. He's the wide receiver 11. So Hawk or Disley?
Probably Disley.
Disley's got the matchup, but they're both just like kind of streamable guys for me right now. Nah, probably Disley. Are we too low on Hawk?
Maybe, but there's just so many. There's so many as soon as somebody
been inconsistent, right?
Yeah, and if Oliver's getting those snaps back, if they decide to cover Hawk and Addison, it's going to JJ. Like, so many mouths to feed in this offense.
Yeah, it could really go either way. I wouldn't overthink it. I trust your gut. All right, another kicker with Siebert on IR. Zane Gonzalez, Brandon Aubrey, Will Lutz are the Chiefs. Their third kicker now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't screw up the kicker video this week.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm gonna be on it this week since Butker messed it up last week. Going out after I record kills me. I would probably go Lutz because Denver's schedule is so bad and they move the football. Like the offense isn't great. It's not terrible. I wouldn't call it great. People love it for some reason, but they kick a lot of field goals. They will kick a lot of field goals, and Lutz has been pretty consistent this year.
Yeah, he's a kicker 4. He has been a little up and down, but he's got the most upside. I would agree. You know. So, yeah, let's go Lutz. All right, so Savvy needs a wide receiver and a flex. MH, Myers, BTJ, Tracy, Smith. Give me Marvin Harrison Jr. and Brian Thomas Jr. Oh, we got this earlier. The chat's repeating for me.
Uh-oh.
My bad.
Oh, stream's canceled. Sorry, guys. Bye.
See ya. Almost there. I don't know why it does this. All right, here's his Amari droppable. Here we go. Tommy, I trust in John. Do you? D-Hop or Thielen versus Tampa Bay? Yeah, it is a tough call for your situation. Because Thielen could have a nice floor due to the matchup, and Bryce Young has looked good, but David Moore is involved. Leggett's still involved. The run game's going to be first and foremost. Jatavon Sanders probably not playing this week. I would imagine.
It didn't look good. It's not
No,
bad, but it looked bad.
I know. Uh, and I will say, like, D Hop has been nothing but a flex for me even since the Tampa Bay game. Um, and the Raiders are good against wide receivers. And the thing that's gonna, like, if D Hop has a down game, you're gonna go into Sunday with that down game on your roster. You're gonna be mad all for 48 hours, you know. But like the volume for D Hop's not good, you know. Like it's no better than what Xavier Worthy gets. D Hop just happened to score against the Panthers, you know. So I don't disagree that he's touchdown dependent, but what are we gonna get out of Thielen is hard to say.
He looked good. He looked, I would say Thielen looked healthy at least.
Yeah. I mean, the matchup is there for Thielen if you want to roll with him. He was only on the field for 61% of snaps, but that should increase. I might switch to Thielen, but I will say like the floor is very close. So you're either taking the hope of a touchdown with D Hop, or you're taking the matchup with Thielen. It is a must-win game for you. I know that much, Tommy. It's a tough call. Take Bigsby or Kareem Hunt rest of the season. I'll just take Kareem Hunt. I'm not. Yeah. I don't want anything to do with a Jaguars running back right now. Gino or Darnold? Darnold for sure. For sure.
Sammy D.
Yeah. Not close for me. Who would you start? Jennings, Brown, Wilson, Reed. I'm definitely starting AJ Brown. It's just tough because like it is Jennings if Purdy plays, but if Purdy doesn't play, I want nothing to do with it. And then I will say I am worried if Purdy plays. Like I don't know if he's even fully healthy, and it's his throwing shoulder.
Yeah, they don't know what's
Bad
going on.
matchup.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna push Purdy to play because their season's quickly going down a rabbit hole. I don't like Reed's matchup. Dobbs is out. That could help. Garrett Wilson, low production a lot. Like these are three guys that I
Don't want to
got
play.
question marks on this week. And like the thing is, you want to go Jennings, you got to wait it out till Sunday night.
Yeah, you're basically locked it. Yeah, you're basically locked in with you need to know Purdy is playing. Reed's out of the question then. It'll be Wilson or Jennings if you want to play Jennings.
I think I'm willing to just like not start Reed this week. And if he has a good game, whatever. You know, but it's just not a good matchup. I think it's gonna be a run first game.
Bad weather on top of it. Like there's a lot
it's like
of
you
things
just can't trust Jaden Reed. He really like, you know, in previous years it would be like, well, maybe he gets some involvement, like he would get those goal line touches and those weird plays, but they got Jacobs now, you know. Yeah. So I think I lean AJ Brown and Wilson, but it's close.
I will say it makes sense why they used to do that because Aaron Jones is a horrible goal line running back. He's really bad at the goal line.
Yeah. Dalton, who do I start? Evans, Moore, Ridley, McLaurin, Pollard, Monty, Tracy.
Like everybody.
So I'm assuming this is like a wide receiver running back situation. Yeah, two receivers, two running backs. Okay. It's a good problem, but
you can't go wrong at wide receiver. I think any two of these receivers, you'll be okay.
Yeah. I think I'll take the matchup for DJ Moore and I'll just stick with the production of McLaurin. But this could be a big Mike Evans week. And technically it is a bad matchup for McLaurin. So, and I really like Ridley right now. Really like him. I might go Evans and Moore, but you could sit here and argue this all night. I'm gonna go Pollard and Monty. Monty doesn't play, go Tracy. It's a good matchup for Tracy, but it was a good matchup last week, and the offense can't move the ball, and he fumbled. So we'll see. Hey, we're not surprised by Anthony Richardson. At least Pete's not.
I'm not. I won $10 over
this. Yeah.
He's just super inaccurate, and there's only been one quarterback that's ever gone from inaccurate to accurate in the NFL, and that's Josh Allen. And guess what? Anthony Richardson is not Josh Allen.
Yeah, it's It's not a good sitch. Parsonator. Which quarterback? Goff, Stafford, Darnold, Wilson. Darnold, but Wilson's got a great matchup. I'm not starting Goff. I'm just not.
Here comes the 5 Goff touchdown game.
I know, and if it happens, I don't care. Like he's gonna have 9 or less points for 3 straight weeks after it. It's like
He's so frustrating.
I mean, who would have called that Goff would have 5 touchdowns against the Jags? I mean, like it's a great matchup, and Goff is fine. He's having a perfectly fine season, but it's
Don't tell Lions fans that. Don't tell Lions fans that. He's the MVP, according to Lions fans.
I know that.
Clown. Sam Darnold's got better numbers.
No, I actually saw a direct comparison
Mm-hmm.
of Goff's numbers next to Darnold's. I almost sent it to you today.
Darnold's is better, and he's significantly worse in yards after yak, so he's throwing the ball further downfield.
Maybe we saw the same graphic.
Yeah, probably did. It was floating around a little bit. It was like Lions Twitter and Vikings Twitter have been fighting today a lot over the Goff Darnold thing.
Stafford's been good, and I do like him. He's fine, and I think Wilson's got a great matchup, but I'm sticking with Darnold. That's my call for the week, so.
Good, I like it.
We'll see.
Better be.
I grabbed Nick Westbrook-Ikini last week before kickoff. Good call, John. Thanks. You also started him against me, Tommy, so.
That's not right. Can't do that.
My favorite lineup of the year in the second Superflex. So in both the Dynasty Superflex leagues, in Superflex League 1, I had Burrow on bye, Purdy out, Prescott's on IR. So I picked up and started Tommy DeVito and Cooper Rush. And sorry, Tommy, I'm not trying to call you. I beat Tommy in that league. The other Dynasty Superflex League, Purdy hurt, Rodgers on bye week, and somebody else either on bye week or hurt. I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyways, I had to start Tommy DeVito, and there's no other quarterbacks available. So I Superflex Nick Westbrook-Ikini, and I lost, but legendary loss.
Usually how you lose with the Superflex League.
And that was the battle for, like, if I lost, I just go to 4th place. If I won, I secure 3rd place against Katz, of course. He's got like the best team in the league. But anyways, story time over. Who should I flex this week? Kyron or Evans? Ooh. Got Henry, Kamara, CD, and Cup. Call me crazy, but I want to go Kyron Williams here. I want to take the better matchup and take the upside. But I like both this week a lot. So don't panic here. Great lineup. Space Ghost with a new avatar. Pick 2. Reed, Keenan, QJ. There he is. Calvin Austin, Devon Vele. Yeah, this might be the first time tonight where I say I probably still go Jaden Reed. And I probably just stick with Keenan Allen because he's gotten a lot of volume the last 2 weeks. And it is a good matchup. And the Lions are very bad against slot wide receivers where he's lining up most of the time right now. But I do think QJ will bounce back, but bounce back to me is like 10-ish points. And I like Devon Vele. He's a big sleeper for me this week. And Calvin Austin could be sneaky too. But I'll go Reed and Keenan. Falcon Fantasy, what's up? Half PPR, start DJ Moore or Marvin Harrison. Who? Give me DJ Moore. I'm sticking with DJ Moore, but I like Marvin Harrison this week, and both have touchdown upside. Connor or Rashad White? I'm going White. I'm a little down on Connor this week. Little lower production as of late, and that Vikings run defense.
Scary.
They're scary. I'd take Rashad White against the Panthers. Dolphins need to win to keep their playoff dreams alive. I think there's a lot of teams that need to win, but technically don't have to. But after this week, that might change.
There's 3 teams that can clinch this week.
Bills, one of them?
Yeah, Bills, Chiefs, and Lions can clinch, but the Lions need a lot of stuff to happen.
Okay. Trade Brees for Neighbors, got Jacobs, Walker, Swift, Pollard, Kamara. Sure. I think Brees could be a league winner. His strength of schedule is great. I think Neighbors could be a league winner. His strength of schedule is great. But you got Jacobs, Walker, Swift, Pollard, Kamara. I will say, though, I think you're kind of selling too low on Brees. He just had a 30-point game. And Neighbors is playing at a very low ceiling right now and has cutlets throwing to him. So I would think about that. But you don't like I don't know. I might be looking to trade a different running. I might be looking to trade Walker or Swift. You got Jacobs, Pollard, Kamara, Brees. But I mean, yeah, if you do this trade, it's fine. Packers versus Miami will be a Josh Jacobs game. Yeah, I think we get some running back involvement in that game for sure. Evans or Kyron, so we said Kyron. Smokey, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. 0. Higgins or Evans? Evans for a floor, Higgins for upside, but both are very solid. KJ, I own Dobbins. I have Gus Bus rostered. Should I drop Algier for Vidal or McNichols? Full PPR. Ask about Vidal just in case. He's not going to be the lead back, in my opinion. Still going to be Gus Bus. I think it honestly goes like Dobbins, Gus, and then Haskins before Vidal. But is Vidal hurt?
They don't. They don't. I don't know. The Chargers' run game is very confusing and very bad if J.K. Dobbins isn't the lead running back. It's very, very bad, honestly.
Yeah, Vidal's been hurt, but he's not on. He's not on IR.
Yeah,
but he was inactive. I don't know. Honestly, I just keep Algier unless you're like really desperate and you have nobody to start this week. Then maybe McNichols, but he's not in a good matchup. I'm not like a huge fan of him this week, but he's like so efficient. Like
yeah, he definitely he takes his opportunities and he makes the most of them for sure.
But I think if you own Dobbins, the best running back moving forward to own is going to be Gus Bus if we do see Dobbins out for an extended period of time. The Ravens just continue to be the worst thing for J.K. Dobbins. He gets hurt against the Ravens of all teams. Andrea, Jennings, Adams, BTJ, Chase Brown need one. It is Chase Brown, hands down. Chase Brown has all of the touches and all the targets for like 6 weeks straight, other than one Khalil Herbert fumble. It's Chase Brown. He is a league winner, must start running back every week.
It is.
KJ, better flex this week, Jennings or Wilson? I'll go Wilson for now. Maybe we'll reevaluate if Purdy gets the start. I really am worried about the Niners, though. Bo or Baker? I'm going Baker this week. I'm all for Bo Nix. I've been talking about Bo Nix for weeks and weeks. I got laughed at. I got made fun of. All this stuff. Nobody believed me. I've been a Bo leaver for quite some time. At least since like week 6, which was it's before the trend. If I see another Jaden Daniels versus Bo Nix graphic, I'm gonna throw up.
Hey, you could make some money, man. Bo Nix, rookie of the year, he's plus money. Jaden Daniels still the favorite, and I think Bo Nix could steal that with Jaden's like 3 cracked ribs. We're gonna find out about in a month and a half.
But Baker, I think Baker's gonna have a big week. I think we're gonna see him break back into that 20-25 point range. It's a great matchup. Should be a big Mike Evans day. The running back should be feasting, but Kate Otten is a great. I think we're going to see a good week out of Baker. Can't believe John cursed QJ's hands like our unsubbed disliked reported to YouTube. I know he was one of my calls last week. That's for sure. Drop Trey Benson to get the Cowboys defense. I mean, you can. It's like Benson's a handcuff. That's all he is. I thought he might have standalone value last week, and I said it whenever I was talking about him. It's like he also had a garbage time touchdown, then saw volume in a specific game script, and maybe we should not overthink his 2 double-digit games in a row. Let's see. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Jonathan. Who should I flex this week? All right, we got this one earlier. Ghost Hunter, thank you. Hit the like button, or your turkey will be cold by the time you eat it. And now, some cold turkey is not bad. Always. Yeah. Throw some cold turkey on a sandwich, bread, some mayo, some extra pepper. Honestly, that's the only way I really like turkey. I will be eating ham on Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah.
You just haven't had my turkey. It's fine.
That's probably, I do like turkey, but I don't know what it is. I really like ham on Thanksgiving Day. Jason's looking nice, but his ADOT is 1 point something, less than 2 yards, doing all the work after the catch. This is true. It's going to be interesting to see if he can keep up that pace, because realistically, that's not really a thing. But I still am in on JSN for now. But it is true. DC King, what's going on? Good to see you. Charlie, what's up? Cooper or Waddle?
Oh, God. No. Not this question. Well, John?
I mean, in half PPR, like probably Cooper. I think you get more touchdown upside with Coop. I mean, there's nothing that I like about this, but probably Cooper. I'm not going to feed into one game out of Waddle.
The problem is, are the Dolphins that team? There's always a team that just comes on super hot at the end of the season that makes a push for the playoffs. The Dolphins might be that team, and you might want to have every piece of this Dolphins offense, kind of like the Packers last year.
Yep, I don't disagree with any of that, and they have a very good strength of schedule. I think they might have a bad week this week. I really do. In week 17, which is going to be crucial, they're on the road at Cleveland, which could be another like very coldish game. But outside of that, I think they could win every other game and beat the Jets twice as well. So it's tough. But the only I PPR, I lean Waddle here, but half PPR, I'm like, I know Waddle just had a touchdown, but that's his second on the season. But I also like the Bills could kind of at the end of the season just like they don't need to throw a lot. I don't know. Let's go Waddle. But it's super close there. Njoku or Hawkinson? Give me Hawkinson due to matchup. Although, actually, technically, Njoku has a better matchup, but I want Hawkinson. Swift or Warren? I will say I think Swift's gonna maybe have a tough week this week, but I'll go Swift. The volume's still better. Thielen or Waddle? Thielen's got the matchup. I'll go Waddle though. Just said I'm not going to buy into the big game, and here I am. Xavier's locked into the bye already. Very nice. Trying to buy Henry from a fringe playoff team. Would you send Kyron, Brees, or Jacobs? Call me crazy. I might just hold because I think Henry will be fine, but
what's their schedule look like?
He gets the Giants, Pittsburgh, and Houston. I don't know if it matters though.
Yeah. I mean, the Giants' run defense we thought was good. That team is quick. That team is quick.
He gets Philly this week.
Yeah, that's a horrible matchup. I'm interested to watch that game very closely.
That's gonna be a great game. But like Brees Hall has still one of the best strength of schedules.
But the Jets are the Jets. The Jets are also the Jets.
Kyron's is a little up and down, but it's fine. I'm not trading Jacobs right now. I'm just not. And he makes the most sense. He's probably the one who, but you're only swapping a couple spots. And Jacobs still has a great strength of schedule outside of Minnesota. It's Kyron or Brees. Like, I'm not going to stop you from getting Henry if you can do it. But maybe like if you're already locked in the playoffs, look at the strength of schedule here a bit. Njoku or Henry? I'll go Hunter Henry, baby, all day long.
Yeah,
that's my guy. Floors with Henry, upsides with Njoku. We have seen a little bit of involvement out of Austin Hooper as of late, but
this is true. He caught the touchdown, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a big play. But even the previous 2 weeks, he got a little bit of volume too. All right, Kyle Kyler, Mixon, Henry, Malik Evans, MH, Andrews Hill, Flex Robinson, or one of those wide receivers. Sorry, which Robinson? It's not Bijan.
Brian, it's gotta be Brian Robinson.
It's gotta be Brian Robinson. I was thinking Demarcus Robinson for a second, who apparently hangs out with Jordan Addison in his free time.
Jesus. Yeah. He wishes he could play like Jordan Addison too, I bet. Yikes.
Hey, no Demarcus Robinson slander on the stream. Outside of his life decisions.
Yeah. Only off the field comments, no on the field comments.
I know. Okay, wait. Here we go. I was kind of like this. I'm not understanding the question fully. All right. Bench one wide receiver for Brian Robinson Jr. and Andrews/Hill going forward. Sorry. Evans, Neighbors, MH, no. If Brian Robinson wasn't hurt, then sure, but no, I'll keep these wide receivers. Unless you don't like the Neighbors situation, you could swap that. Andrews or Taysom Hill going forward. Okay. It's still Andrews for me.
Yeah,
I'm boring. I want the floor.
Andrews. They throw the ball to him now too, so that does feel better.
Yeah. I'm still going. He's like the tight end. It doesn't matter because Taysom Hill is technically like the tight end, whatever he is.
Stupid.
He's still top 10.
Tight end stupid is what he is.
It's not even fair. He should just be. There should be like quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, defense, kicker, Taysom Hill. Like
I told you, he's flex. He can only play in the flex position.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
a flex.
Yeah, it just his stats are not reflective of a tight end position. Yeah, I just stick with what you got. I think if you don't like the Neighbor situation, you could swap that. But B-Rob's banged up, and it's not a good matchup. Johnny, what's going on, man? Would you trade away Amon-Ra to receive Puka and Ladd McConkey?
Ooh.
This is about the most fair trade I've seen for Amon-Ra. It's very tempting because I think, like, if you just look at the last 4 games, like, I think Ladd and Puka are both averaging easily
more
like 15 plus points.
Yeah.
I know Puka is, like, outside of the Mike Tyson game, he's been like 18 plus points in each game.
Puka just kind of scares me. Like every time he jumps to catch a ball, he lands like with all his body weight on the ground. I'm like, he's out. He's dead. Oh no, Puka.
I know.
And he's a fragile boy. Ladd McConkey though, very solid.
I don't think I'm trading Amon-Ra. I don't think I'm doing it. But this is a fair trade. I'll put it that way. This is a fair trade. But I do agree, like, the injury concern is still there for Puka. I think if he'd been healthy all season, he'd be close to Amon-Ra numbers. And Ladd's definitely coming on. But I'm keeping Amon-Ra. Very close. I'm keeping Amon-Ra. Sit one, A-Chain, Bucky, Kyron. Oh. I mean, there's no wrong answer. There's no right answer. It's probably I'm high on Kyron this week, but it's probably Kyron. I think if we're looking at matchups, I mean, technically A-Chain has the worst matchup. But it's not really saying much because Carolina's 32nd and New Orleans 26th. Once again, I think it's going to be a heavy run game for the Dolphins. I could be wrong, though. Don't bench Bucky against the Panthers and flip a coin on the other two.
Bucky. You know he's going to be terrible this week because we're just waving the Bucky flag.
I mean, seriously, they got 3 running backs. Don't be surprised.
No, all of them are going to be terrible.
Hey, I mean, Kareem Hunt had like 6 points against the Panthers the other week.
Yeah, but it's the Chiefs. Okay, it's the Chiefs. Sure. I don't trust the Chiefs to do anything except win a game.
Yep. You guys are going to feel really silly when nobody scores touchdown to the Packers game. In the Packers game. Yeah, that would have been important to mention. A-Chain or Jacobs would be my favorite bets there, but I'll just leave it at that. You never know. It's gonna be a cold game. Start DJ Moore, Ramondre, or Devonta. DJ Moore. DJ Moore. I do like Devonta this week, and I do like Ramondre. It's a very good matchup for him. But give me DJ Moore. It's always Josh Allen. If you own Josh Allen, it's always like unless you have Hurts,
Lamar. Yeah,
Lamar,
yeah. What are the other two?
because I think technically Allen's QB6, but still, it's always Allen.
In any
It's
game, Josh Allen could throw up a 35 piece, a 40 burger on any given week. You got to play that
Burrow.
guy.
That's the other guy. Like
Yeah.
maybe Burrow, but yeah. Bench Evans, Malik, or MH. Yeah, the only one that I really have any concern about is Malik, but I still think he's got a good floor. Scooby, in a Dynasty Superflex League, should I trade Pickens in a 2025 mid second for AJ Brown? I think that's fair. Like I still think AJ Brown is very high up when it comes to overall dynasty rankings. I think that's a fair trade. When it comes to dynasty trades, it really depends what's your, what's your overall situation right now. Are you contending? Are you in the playoffs? Are you not in the playoffs? If you're kind of rebuilding, not looking at the playoffs this year, then keep Pickens in your second. If any other situation, I'd probably take AJ Brown, but Pickens is still like super good asset in dynasty, but AJ Brown's still higher for me. Kyler and MH fixing to go nuclear. I think they might have a big week. MH most specifically. I'm also worried about both of them. Yeah. Yeah, the TD was close against Seattle.
That was a weird play. Yeah, that was.
It was a weird play. Was it close? But was it close? Oh, it was close. Trade B-Rob and Terry for Kenneth. No, Kenneth has not been playing at a high ceiling.
Their offensive line is terrible. Do not trust the Seahawks to run the football.
Or B-Rob and Ladd for K9.
Ooh.
No, just no.
No, I like Terry and Ladd over anything here.
Yeah, you're really underselling the wide receivers on both aspects. And B-Rob, like he's been hurt, but B-Rob's fine. No, I will not do that. I'm going to try and get caught up here. Pick 2, Waddle, Hill, and Njoku.
Never Taysom Hill. Never.
I mean, in this circumstance, I go Hill and Waddle. Yeah, I'm low on Njoku this week. Let me know if you guys feel different. But Evans or Neighbors? I'll go Evans. I like Evans this week, but and half PPR especially, I'll go Evans. Start Niners or Broncos. Do not start the Niners defense this week. Broncos for sure. I'll go Johnny Smith over Taysom, but Taysom could do something, sure. Run CMC, Andrews, Hawk, Ertz, Ingram this week. I mean, they come over. Any of these guys could go in any direction, but rest of season as well, it's Andrews. For me, it's Andrews. Most consistent.
Best team.
Okay.
Best offense,
yeah,
maybe.
Best offense. They might be getting that number 1 seed or fighting for it. I guess they're a little bit
No,
further
they're
back.
cooked on that. They got to fight for the division.
My bad.
They're fighting for the division, though, with Pittsburgh.
Right.
So.
Fighting for the division, at least. So I'd rank Andrews, Ertz, Hawkinson, Ingram. But Ingram could come on, too. Technically, the Jaguars can still make the playoffs. So
can the Cowboys.
Yep. Everybody can right now, technically. Andrews or Hill. I mean, like, I would personally start Andrews. If Taysom Hill has one of these weeks on my bench, I don't feel that bad about it, But if I start him and he has 6 points, I do feel bad. Higgins or Mooney, I'm going Higgins. JSN, Chuba, JMO, Jennings, pick one. I'm not benching Chuba. But I do like JSN a lot, but I'm not benching Chuba. And JMO can always pop, but I'm not benching Chuba, period. Drop Disley for the Cowboys D. Also got Hawkinson, or drop Bucks or Eagles D. If you got the Bucks and the Eagles, just pick one of them this week. We're not really streaming against Carolina anymore, so I get it. But rostering 3 defenses, like take your chances on the waiver wire because the Eagles, like I know they've been great, but so they get Carolina, Pittsburgh, Washington, Dallas. Like I get it. They did have 11 points, even giving up what they gave up to the Rams this past week. If you want to roll one tight end, that's fine. If you want to take your chance back on the waiver at the defense, that's fine. 2 over Stroud. First time Stroud's come up tonight. Listen, Stroud might have 28 points this week. Like, is anyone gonna be surprised if Stroud balls out against Jacksonville? No.
Yes.
I'm worried about Tua this week. Who are you more worried about? Stroud, who sucks in a great matchup, or Tua, who's been very good?
Tua. You got to be more worried about Tua. He's hard. If it's below 60 degrees, he's bad. He's horrendous below 40. I don't know if we got a number. We have like one game where it's below 25, and he's just the worst quarterback in the league.
Yep. Tua in 2020. I can't believe I just pulled this up this quickly. When the temperature is 40 degrees to 59 degrees, he's 0-1 and 1 touchdown, 0 picks. When it's 40 degrees and below, he's 0-1, 1 touchdown, 3 picks, a passer rating of 62.5. In 2021, in games where the temperature is 41 to 59, he's 1-2, 3 touchdowns, 4 picks, passer rating of 73.3. The numbers when it is 60 degrees or above, or in a dome stadium, or where all of his numbers that you like come from, basically. So
it's Jared Goff.
That was, I can't believe I just typed in Tua and cold weather and that came oh wait, we got way more. Sorry, I was like, wait, aren't there more years? So ultimately, so if you take 2020, 2024, let's put everything together. 40 degrees on or below. 0-4, 6 TDs, 6 picks, 77.5 passer rating. So not great. In the last 2 years, last 3 years, he's 0-3 in 40 degree weather or worse. 3 picks and 4 touchdowns. So it is worse in the cold. Will Levis appearance. Will Levis is the GOAT. You think both handcuffs from Miami and Vikings going to dominate again?
No. Wait, what handcuff for the Vikings? We don't have a handcuff. Cam Akers, he got nothing last week.
I feel like this is a typo or something.
Jordan Addison a handcuff now? Crazy. That's wild.
Yeah. I don't know what this question is. I'm not going to lie. All right. Tracy, White, Jennings, Stevenson, Pacheco, pick one. Rashad White.
Yeah.
He plays the Panthers.
I want to see Pacheco first, too, before I play Pacheco.
Yeah, I don't want to start.
Unless you have to play Pacheco.
Yeah.
Which you do not.
Agreed. 100%. I do like Ramondre this week. I want it to be Jennings, but I'm way too worried. I would start White, and if you don't want to start White, go Stevenson. Have a good night, Andrea. Happy Thanksgiving. Drop Trey Benson. We got okay. I'm repeating again for the second time tonight. All right. Cue the Jeopardy music. Here we go. Ham or turkey? I'm going ham.
Turkey Thanksgiving. This is America. Okay.
I know, dude. I know my aunt always does a turkey and a ham. Okay, nice. So we get both.
That's good.
But it's a honey glazed ham, and man, I'm just a sucker for honey glazed ham. And honestly, on Thanksgiving, you guys can roast me, but my plate is like 95% sides and just a little bit of meat. I just like the sides, and I do a big like.
Wow.
A lot of my eating is the cheese. What do you call it? I can't say the word, but a cheese like cracker jam.
Or a
I can't say
charcuterie
the
board, like a
yeah.
charcuterie. You
I can't
just.
say
I was gonna
charcuterie.
say, where's the pro? I would have had you just like all protein, bro. Like protein over
I
here. Just
know,
I need to get my gains going.
dude. That's my problem. Is I like carbs more than protein. But
Typical.
yeah,
Just
I'm
have
gonna eat
to.
a, I'm gonna eat a lot this week or on
Everybody is.
Thursday. You both keep forgetting King Henry's diplomatic immunity. Yes, it's true. It's
I don't
true.
know, but the Eagles may deny it. That's how good the Eagles run
Yeah,
defense is.
yeah. I'm excited for
Or
that.
they're just not going to give him the ball. I'm worried they just won't run him. It was like, oh, 12 Henry carries again. Thanks, Baltimore. You guys lost again.
It could be a big Justice Hill week. What was the game where they were just keeping Henry on the sidelines? The game he had a receiving. It was Tampa Bay. Okay, that doesn't even make sense because they suck against the run. But that was a game where they're just really using Justice Hill for a majority of the game, but Henry still was fine. All right, run CMC. Will you change anyone in this line? I'm not sure about Kyron. Your bench is Dell, Addison, D Hop. No, I'd flex. I'm high on Kyron personally this week. It's a great matchup. He should bounce back. You got some options there, but no. All right, Kells. We got Wilson, Stevenson, JMO, Warren. Pick one for the flex. Honestly, I'm probably like, you want the upside, just go JMO. If you want a floor, go Wilson or Stevenson. I do like Stevenson a lot this week. Triggs, let's see here. Trade deadline is at noon. Who can I shoot for and who should I send away? You got JD Hall, Kyron, Adams, Malik, Otten, Nico Brown. Do you really need to make any changes? Keep Hall, Kyron, Malik, Otten, Nico Brown, so you can trade Adams.
Yeah.
Probably won't. I mean, you don't. If you got Myers and Waddle on the bench, you could try and sell Waddle high because he's not really necessary for your roster, or you could just keep him. I mean, depending on your roster or your record, I probably wouldn't make any changes here. But I mean, any of these guys are tradable. Just like, what can you really get? Don't trade Nico or Chase Brown though. Goff or Richardson and Superflex. Oh, Goff, not Richardson. Debo, Dowdle, or White, Rashad White all day long. But I will say I really like Dowdle this week. I think he could end up having a really big game. That Giants run defense is bad. And I think the Cowboys could be much better than the Giants this week. They just beat the Commanders, you know? All right, big baller. Your avatar's funny. Just Sean Watson with a mustache. Anyway.
That's with Sean Dotson.
Yeah. Start flex bench. Wilson, Pickens, Lundo. Yeah, like I'm probably flex or benching Garrett Wilson here. I know I'm a little back and forth on Wilson, but Pickens got the matchup. Lundo's a must start. You just got to roll with them. Is it okay to drop Ricky Pearsall? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Tua or Burrow? Definitely Burrow. And Tua's been great, but once again, we've talked about why we don't particularly love Tua this week. And Burrow, this is like asking Tua or Hurts or Tua or Lamar or Tua or Allen. Burrow's up there. He's balling out. Should I drop Taysom for Andrews or Ingram? Keep Andrews, but if you want Taysom over Ingram, that is fine. Start Goff or Cousins. I'm not starting Cousins. You know, I have no interest in Kirk Cousins from a fantasy perspective.
Except for next week.
Oh, because he plays Minnesota. Oh, yeah, revenge game. Okay, I'm in on that. But really, Cousins has been bad.
He can't move. So, and they don't really block that well, pass protection wise.
Yeah, he has not been good. I mean, he's got 4 games, 2 of them against Tampa Bay, 28 or more against Tampa Bay, 17-ish, 17.5, 17.7 against Philly and Dallas. Every other game, 12.5 or less. And we're looking at 8.2, 8.5, 9.1, 5.9. Like, these are bad games. They're winning some of these games, but these are not good games from a fantasy perspective. And some of these games are not winning as well. So I'm staying Okay. Minnesota might be interesting. Sure, that's a
Or we're gonna kill
and
him. He might die. So could have
he
that
might
happen
die.
too.
Might see Michael Penix out there, but I just I'm out on Cousins. I am, and I don't love Goff, but I'd rather start Goff.
Goff at least has the potential to throw 5
Yeah,
touchdowns. It's like he
I'd
could do
rather
it. Yeah.
I'd rather have bad games out of Goff than Cousins. How y'all feeling about Tillman? I mean, they're gonna as long as Winston's a quarterback, they're gonna throw a lot. He just got hurt, and it was a bad snow game. I know the previous week wasn't great either, but they're gonna like each wide receiver is gonna get like 7, 8, 9, 10 targets. He's very, very risky, volatile flex. That's it.
I feel better than when he got hurt. I thought he was done for the
Yeah,
year.
yeah. I mean, like I would feel the most comfortable with Judy, but they all have a shot. It's just I don't know when it's gonna be. Taysom or Jonnu? I'll go Jonnu. But you want to go Taysom, go for it. I'm not gonna stop you. Otten, Kincaid, Disley. Who would you drop? Kincaid. It's done. It's over. I'm done. Get him out of here. Should DK stay on bench or flex over Kenneth? I'd probably start Kenneth. I feel like the floor is safer. But it's close. Mikey, RB2 help. Dowdle. Hunt. Pray for Eckler.
Eckler's out. Yeah.
Take big baby or grab Gus. Dowdle for sure. Dowdle.
I'm pretty sure Eckler's in like a safety helmet right now.
I know.
His
If
brains are
Eckler
scrambled.
plays,
There's no
like,
shot, man.
I know.
We got to stop him like we stopping Tua. Like
I know. If Eckler plays, what is the concussion protocol really like? Oh my gosh. But yeah, Dowdle. Dowdle's got a good matchup. He got 10 points last week. Give me Dowdle. Gus might be interesting if Dobbins is out, but it's a bad matchup, so give me Dowdle. All right, FZ Ware. Thank you for the $2 dono. Judy or Dell? Ooh. I like Dell this week with the matchup. But Judy better volume, but it's just now Pat Surtain hasn't been like shut down as of late, to be fair, but it's still a far worse matchup for Judy. But man, we know they're going to come out here and they're going to sling the football around with Winstow at QB, regardless of the matchup. And it's not a good matchup for the run. There's no snow. Judy was 6 targets, 6 grabs in the snow.
yeah, and he was
Floor
wide open too. It felt like Judy.
Yeah. Floors with Judy, upsides with Dell. Depends on what you think you need. And I'll go Jonnu Smith. Give me Jonnu at tight end for sure. Thank you for the super chat. Let us know if you need anything else. Valid honesty. I find myself with a lot more sides than protein. Yeah. I will say I don't eat a lot of dessert, so that kind of helps balance it, But green bean casserole, sweet potato casserole. I'm not a big stuffing guy. Not a big stuffing guy.
Oh, wow. That's like the ultimate carb meal right there.
I know. Stuffing's just kind of like it. Mashed potatoes, mac and cheese. Like, come on. A lot of gravy. It's like 7 rolls and butter and like, yeah. I'll send a plate on Discord.
Oh, nice. We'll do plate comps.
Yeah.
I'll send the bird I cook, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'll send it in every Catch Fam sleeper chat. If Monty doesn't play and Dobbins with the knee injury, could I play Chubb? Yeah, sure. You can play Chubb, but revenge game because he got hurt against the Steelers and then it was snowing and then, it was like everything lined up perfectly for Chubb this past week. I don't love him this week. It's not a great matchup, but yeah, like don't be running. Good.
I sat Chubb for the first time. I played him all year and I sat him, so I knew that was happening. I still won, but it was of course. So yeah, I'm probably playing him again this week because JK is hurt, so he'll do nothing, guys.
He's playable, but yeah. I think Dobbins has a higher chance of not playing than Monty, but I think Monty will play.
I think Detroit is a bunch of psychopaths. He's gonna play.
Yeah. Very quickly, Mikey, thank you for the super chat. Let's get to your question here. Separate from the super chat. Flex PPR, Johnny Smith, Addison, MH Jr., Jacoby. Okay, I'm definitely starting MH Jr. If Aiden O'Connell gets the start and is good to go, I'll start Jacoby, which this is a problem because he plays after Johnny Smith. But you can still go Addison here. This is where the schedule is annoying this week.
And then it's bye hell next week.
Yeah, back to the Biocalypse, and then we're good for
it's playoff time. It's
fantasy
the playoffs.
Yep. I kind of like that week 14's a mess. Honestly, I probably go Addison and MH Jr. just to keep things safe here. But if you want to go Jonnu, go for it. And like I said, if Aiden O'Connell gets a start, I'm good with Jacoby. That's super tough. I don't even know if I answered this, but MH for sure and Addison. That's my answer. Jonnu's due to come back to earth a little bit. Charcuterie. See, I can say it.
That has to have meat on it.
Oh, we got meat. Don't worry.
It's gotta have meat on it.
Yeah, Lily, my daughter. I'm gonna have her help me put it together this year. So, got a lot of cheese. I got like 6 types. Usually it's like 2, 3. I got like 6 types of cheese.
It's all fancy over here. Okay.
Yeah. I'll sit like usually during the early games. I just sit there and eat cheese all day. So, Jada's just a sucker for dessert, apple or sweet potato pie. I do I'd rather just eat savory stuff, but I do like pie. Don't get me wrong.
Pumpkin. Big pumpkin guy over here.
Yeah, like you warm it up, put some ice cream on it.
Definitely some ice cream on it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love turkey, but ham is where it's at. And my green bean casserole. Honestly, if you guys don't eat green bean casserole, you got to make it this year. It's so easy to make, and it's so good, dude. Pollard or Jacoby for flex. Steven, right now I lean Pollard just because the quarterback sitch is up in the air for Jacoby. But if it wasn't, then I'd say Jacoby. But both are good. Goff, Stafford, Tua, who'd you drop?
All of them. Wait, what?
I'd probably drop. I want to say Goff.
Goff, yeah. That's what I would say too.
The most inconsistent. And he doesn't have as much to play for as the season wraps up. They're probably going to try and get that number 1 seed, but I feel like the other two will be slinging it a bit more. They don't have, not that their run games are bad, but they don't have the best. Are the Lions the best run game in the league? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, they're the best duo. I don't think Barkley's.
I would say
Barkley's the best run game in the league.
Yeah. And Goff's kind of got a bad schedule to wrap up. Chicago, Green Bay, Buffalo, Chicago, San Fran, Minnesota, if you for some reason playing week 18. So I think I dropped Goff. Do you prefer Thielen or Vele? Thielen for a floor, more upside with Vele. More risk with Vele. But still some risk with both. Dark Ninja. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex. What is this team? Jacobs, Taylor, Hall, Chuba, Pollard, Nico, Sutton, Reek, Ridley, McBride, Otten. I'm starting Jacobs and Chuba. I'm starting Nico and Sutton. I'm starting McBride, and that last flex is up in the air. I'd probably start Ridley, but it could easily be Breece Hall as well. That is a very good roster, though. Tight end to start in week 13. Pitts, Henry, or go out and pick up. Oh, wait, Will Disley, or go out and pick up Noah Gray. I mean, this could go in any direction. I think Noah Gray's got a good matchup this week, of course. It's either you take the floor with one of the first 3, or you take the upside with Gray. I go Hunter Henry or Noah Gray, but this could go anyway. JT or Chase Brown? Chase Brown. Just give me Chase Brown. JT's going to come back at some point, but until then, I'd start Chase Brown in a heartbeat. Okay, we got this one. Trade deadline this Thursday. Should I trade JJ? No. I mean, like, better, like, if you get an offer you can't refuse, sure, but he's the wide receiver 3 and he's had 14 or less points in 3 straight games. Like, and the Vikings are right there. Like, they got a lot to play for, so no. Drop Purdy for Knicks. If Purdy was healthy, like, and even as he is healthy, I think he's like literally the QB 8 or 9. Okay, he's moved back to QB 10, missing one game, and Knicks is the QB 7. So, I mean, I will say Knicks on bye week next week. So, if you need someone to play this week, sure. But they're very close. Purdy was playing like lights out before he got hurt. Pick up Coleman or Vele. I'll go Vele for now. Tommy eats fruit salad on Thanksgiving. I'm not knocking it. Like me some fruit salad.
No fruit.
What?
Wait, no fruit. It's a waste of stomach space.
It's a rabbit food.
I want my fruit fermented if I'm drinking fruit.
There you go. Cluggy traded JJ for Gibbs and Amari. Lineup is Knicks, Gibbs, Kyron, Terry, DK, Kittle, Jennings. I mean, you traded the wide receiver 3 for the RB3, and you at least got some sort of wide receiver back. But I mean, if you didn't do this trade, I don't know who your other running back is. You got Gibbs, but you traded JJ. So I'm a little, I don't know. It's okay, I guess. Like, you have viable wide receivers, but Kittle and Jennings could be affected by the Purdy sitch, or they might not be. Obviously, Kittle wasn't this past week, but your roster is fine, so that's a good news. How bad did you need Gibbs is the real question. But if you are like making that trade based on what JJ's done the last 3 weeks, then I don't like that move necessarily, because JJ will be fine. But you got Gibbs. That's the good news. All right, Scottzilla, Murray, May, Cousins, pick one.
Kyler.
Honestly, I just risk it with Kyler if this is my situation. Or go Drake May. Drake May, good matchup. Has had somewhat of a floor, but not a great one. So honestly, I would personally just risk it with Kyler and cross my fingers. All right, guys, we will be wrapping up over the next like 5-ish minutes. So get in whatever you guys need. We're over 2 hours on the night. So play Jacoby or Hopkins. If we get word that O'Connell starts, I would start Jacoby. If not, I just go Hopkins. Jacoby, better volume. How are we feeling about Jennings / Debo? If Allen's playing quarterback, I'm done. Yeah. If Allen's the quarterback, just no, thank you. The Bills are 8th against wide receivers, so I would only start those guys if Purdy's quarterback. Who should I put at flex 2? Otton, Tillman, Warren, or Amari? Otton, like literally, I would play Otton over any of these guys. Otton will be my must-start tight end in the must-start video in case you guys want a sneak peek. There's only like a handful of guys that I'm starting over Otton this week, but you're not even looking at tight ends. You're looking at flex options. Otton against the Panthers is a smash play this week. What's up, Frizzle? Thank you for coming in last minute here. Jacob has Mayfield. Start Mayfield. Mayfield is also my must-start quarterback this week. Sorry if this was in reference to another question. Trying to scroll up, but I don't see anything. I can only scroll up so far, too. All right, so Mikey, MH, BT, or Jameson, Kyler's your starter, McBride's tight end. Yeah, I know that doesn't feel great, but the matchup is there. So I still go MH personally. Scott, are you mad? Hit me with the K, bro. That makes me feel a little sad inside.
No, we charge by the character. YouTube charges by the character, okay?
That might be true.
In the chat.
I really don't like Cousins this week. quarterbacks, tight ends will come out like right after the stream, basically. Yeah, like I said, I would just roll with Kyler, man.
Scott, look at the bottom of the chat.
Oh, there we go. I was like, I was making sure. Like, I'll come back to the question. I
Okay,
don't want
thanks.
you mad. I don't want you mad, bro. Tommy, what QB should I look for? Got Daniels on bye week next week. Russ, Carr, Levis, Stafford, Winston. I'm telling you guys, Will Levis is going to be a league winner this year. He has the only quarterbacks with a better strength of schedule through the playoffs are the Raiders quarterbacks. So, and I will be putting together a video. I was going to do it this week, but because of the weird schedule and Thanksgiving, I'm going to wait. I will be putting together like a, I know we've talked about this in some recent videos, but like a, with updated stuff, a like playoff cheat sheet type video. So I've been paying attention here. Will Levis is the guy I want to roster, but Stafford, Russ, like if you're like you're just looking at week 14 because you got JD5. So Stafford gets Buffalo. I mean, that could be good or bad. And then Dangerous has got Cleveland, which is not bad. I know it was bad this past week, but I'm telling you guys, Will Levis. I mean, nothing crazy here, but he gets Jacksonville week 14. So, yeah, Will Levis, my answer.
Will
Call me crazy.
Levis. Yeah.
But the other two are fine. Those are definitely the only ones I consider. Winston, Carr, not for me. How do you feel about the Cardinals defense? I do like them, but they were very disappointing this past week, and I don't like them this week against the Vikings, but they have some good matchups coming up. If Dobbins is out, do I start JT, Judy, or Waddle? I'd just risk it with JT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too good.
I don't love him, but I'd risk it. Okay, so we did this one already. If you missed it, I went Jacobs, Chuba, Nico. Wait, Sutton's in here, and he wasn't in here before. Wait, yes, he was. I'm sorry. So Nico, Sutton, Jacobs, Chuba, then Hall is probably who I'd flex, but I really like Ridley, and you got a lot of good options. And I still go McBride. McBride's one of the guys I'd start over Otten, but Otten I really like. Any hope Cooper get more targets or bigger role? Yeah, he's been banged up, sure. But they got so many pass catchers. Like even when guys are injured, like Matt Collins and Curtis Samuel find a way. Dawson Knox steps up for Kincaid. James Cook catches the ball. Josh Allen can run for every touchdown in a game. Like, so it's just an offense that he hasn't really been necessary, and he's been banged up. So you're welcome, Scott. Dropping Pop Douglas for Vele and Standard. I mean, they're in Standard and PPR, they're pretty like neck and neck, honestly. They don't have a lot of touchdown upside, so the better passing offense is the Broncos right now, so that's fair. Flex Hopkins or JMO. Hopkins for a floor, JMO for upside, and quite frankly, I'd take the upside. That one guy, would you start Kirk or Burrow? I can't believe you. I feel so bad you sent a super chat for this question.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, it is no question Joe Burrow. Not even close, Joe Burrow. Please let us know if you need anything else as we begin to wrap up, as we're already kind of wrapping up here. Tommy, compare Levis and Nick Westbrook. Yeah, do it. Do it. You're welcome, Junior. Cluggy, as to my previous comment, it was Najee as my RB2. That schedule's brutal. You got Gibbs is the good news. Like, if you're going to straight up trade JJ, Gibbs is fair. Wide receiver 3 for the RB3. You have good wide receivers, but I'm always going to feel a little sick if you trade a player like JJ. But you got Gibbs. Like, you traded Gibbs and Cooper for JJ. That's still fair. So it's a fine trade. If you take Levis over Anthony Richardson, yeah, I would. Does KC defense score double digits? No. I'm so tired of it.
Bad, awful fantasy defense. Good real defense, bad fantasy defense.
Now, They did make the must start video for the first time in a while, but I didn't think O'Connell was going to have a chance to play. So if Ritter is a starter, yeah, maybe. But they've done it once this season, somehow against Joe Burrow, but once. And they've only hit they've only hit 8 or 7 points 3 times. Every other game has been 6 or less. They are the defense 25 in fantasy. So if it's Ritter, maybe, sure. And Ritter showed a little bit of life after the initial fumble. But only if. I mean, O'Connell kind of sucks too. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's possible.
It's all
But I
bad.
think it's a short week. It's a weird game. I think that this is going to be one of those refs involved game. They want to keep it both teams involved.
Yeah,
Like
Black Friday, big like.
Raiders beat the Chiefs on Christmas last year. Like I don't know because this might be ugly too. Don't get me wrong, but my answer initially is no because the Chiefs are just not a good fantasy defense, but they might. I feel better about their chance. Like last week, I kept saying it. Like they're not going to have a great day against the Panthers. They're not a must start defense against the Panthers, and no one believed me. But oh well. Burrow or Herbert? Still Burrow. But Herbert's fine. J Dubs, have a great night and a good Thanksgiving. If I don't talk to you, bro. Vele or Leggett? Vele. Yeah, Leggett. Now we got Thielen involved. David Moore out of nowhere. Vele. So here's my waiver priority on Warren, Allen, or Addison. Is it time to drop Brooks? Yeah, that was another thing. I could not believe people like actual fantasy channels saying to start Jonathan Brooks last week. Blew my mind.
Chuba.
Yeah, it's like, come on. Now in terms of your waiver priority, I'll go Allen, Addison, Warren, but unless you need a running back over wide receiver, Tillman is droppable too. Like you're not going to trust him. I would rather roster Allen or Addison over Tillman. So all these guys I would rather roster than Brooks or Tillman. I'll put it that way. Traded Kittle, B-Tom, MH, Love for Cup, Sutton, Hawkinson. I don't think I like this trade. I love Cup and Sutton. Like you win on the wide receiver side. I guess J-Lo's just kind of collateral, whatever. But Kittle. You sold B-Tom and MH low is what I don't like. Depending on your roster, it probably doesn't break you, and Cup and Sutton could really help you. I would not trade Kittle, like just straight up. You'd have to get like Bowers or McBride and change. I mean, Hawkinson's so tough to read. We got 4 starts. It really depends on the roster, but I don't know that I love it, but I really like Sutton and Cup. Don't get me wrong. Last one, Knicks or Herbert? Ooh, that's close because I think Herbert's gonna Herbert was fine last week. He did kind of disappoint, but he still had like 17 fantasy points. Didn't throw any touchdowns. I think I like Herbert more, and I really like Knicks, but it's a better matchup for Herbie, and it should be a good game script again against. Yeah, I'll go Herbert. Give me Herbert. Disley or Pitts? I'll go Disley.
Kyle
Better
Pitts,
for.
we're not part of this roller coaster anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we had consistency for a few weeks, and then it disappeared. So, all right, I keep saying we're wrapping up, but the questions are coming. Rico Worth starting over Pollard or Ladd? Nah. I do like Rico, but nah. And by the way, thank you for the second super chat. Other guy. AFC to the moon. That's right. B Rob JT for Brown and Chuba. I would do that. I would do it. I'd take Brown and Chuba. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like JT can come back to life any moment, and
this hinges on B Rob not staying healthy.
Yeah, but I'd rather have Chase Brown and Chuba, honestly.
I'd definitely rather have Chuba.
Yeah, and Chase Brown is, I mean, he's that guy.
Been solid,
so, yeah. I would do this trade. Take away the name value, just look at stats. The other two have been better. Should I hold Abdullah if I also have Benson and Roshan, or drop Abdullah to pick up Dallas defense? It really depends. Like, do you need to start Abdullah this week? Like, are you that desperate? We got no bye weeks, and he's only going to be playable if White and Madison miss again. So, and keep in mind, like, it was a really weird split this past week, because he got 8 touches, and I think there was another running back who got touches, and it wasn't Dylan Law, but Abdullah just got it done in the passing game, which could happen again. But they get the Chiefs. Like, Chubo's fine against them, but it's still a bad matchup. Do you have to start one of these players? If you don't, then pick up the Cowboys defense if you want to roll with them. Give A-Chain and Amon for Nico and Henry. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather have Nico
mean,
and Henry.
Very close. Nico's the wide receiver one before he got hurt. Reminded us of that. Really reminded us of that the past 2 weeks. Just had that big touchdown.
He's had two called back that are over 60 yards.
Henry is your RB2 now. Saquon has moved up.
Be okay.
So yeah, I would do this trade. It's very close, but yeah. Have McBride as my tight end and Burrow. Yeah, just worry about that trade. I mean, you got McBride. You traded Kittle. You upgrade a wide receiver. Kittle's been so good, but you got McBride. That's about the next best other than Bowers, right? So, okay, that makes it a little bit better, Joseph. Washington, Cowboys, or Seattle? Not Washington. I mean, I know Washington was like, they were an honorable mention for me, as was Seattle. But Seattle, I more talked about if Rodgers decided to sit, which he's not going to do apparently. Who knows? Maybe that changes by Sunday. I'll go Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys. Don't need to start Abdullah. I got Mixon and Bijan. Yeah, Abdullah spot play, and even then, once again, the volume was not good. He just gets it done in the pass. Might not keep up against the Chiefs. So if you want to go with the Cowboys, do it. Backup quarterback T-Law, Winston May, or Caleb Williams, or Bryce Young. Caleb Williams. He's in the streaming category for sure. T-Law might creep back in. He's got a good matchup this week. He wasn't playing that bad before he got hurt, but it's Caleb Williams right now. I will say Bryce Young does make the streaming list in the video this week, but only because of the matchup. And I'm talking like super flex double quarterback primarily. All right, guys. We got like 30 seconds. Devin.
Last one. Last two.
What do you
guys
thoughts on Ertz, Noah Brown? This is 1 week. Don't overreact here. Getting more targets than McLaurin. Yeah. But at some point, somebody else has to get targets, you know, and Eckler got hurt. So, nothing to overreact to here. McLaurin's the guy, and McLaurin still was fine. Ertz has been good all season long, too. Dell or Cooper, I'll go Dell due to matchup. All right, guys, that's going to do it. Hit the like button. Check out all the videos throughout the week. We got everything you guys need. Quarterbacks, tight ends will drop shortly here. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. If we don't talk to you guys before then, plenty of content coming this week. Thank you guys for the great stream tonight. All the fantasy questions. That'll do it. With that, we'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, saw it here on the catch. And